From the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex, it's Friday night, and it's time for another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm Rick Arsenal, and thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't done so yet, if you're relatively new to us here, would you please do me a big favor? Get down there in that corner down there and smash that like and subscribe or like and share button. Thank you so much. Well, it's snowing. And unless you really have to be out tonight, I would suggest staying home, even if you don't like having dinner a whole bunch. I think tonight would be an ideal night to be doing that. If you have to be out, please drive carefully. Out and about today, it had been snowing maybe for about a half an hour. I don't know whether it had anything to do with it or not, but I came across a very bad accident on Hillsdale Street today here in town, just south of Fayette. I hope no one was hurt. Please, folks, if you got to be out tonight, drive carefully. We are under a winter weather advisory. It's supposed to be snowing right up until, midnight, or maybe about an hour after that. It's light snow. I don't think it'll be too bad, but the roads are slick and slippery. So again, if you got to be out, please be very careful. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. Now that we've got the weather report out of the way, we'll get the sports news out of the way before we focus on the Lions. As you know, they have the weekend off, and we'll get into all that in just a bit. But let's get a few things out of the way first here. Michigan State basketball, an overwhelming win last night over Washington at the Breslin Center, like a 40-point blowout. I mean, this game was over before it ever started. So the Spartans are a perfect 4-0 in the Big Ten, just like the Wolverines are. I believe they are like 13-2 overall, and they are 13-2. And they play again at noon on Sunday at Northwestern, which is another game they should probably win. Wildcats aren't very good. As far as the Wolverines go, they play Washington. Obviously, they're out here from the West Coast, having just played the Michigan State. They will be in Ann Arbor to play the Wolverines on Sunday at 2, I think. So the state game is at noon against Northwestern. Wolverines play Sunday at 2. I'm not sure what channel those. Maybe they're on the Big Ten Network. Obviously, we got a lot going on sport-wise this weekend. Michigan is what? They're also a perfect 4-0 in the Big Ten, and they are 12-3. They're 12-3, and the Spartans are 13-2. I think overall, that's the way. And the Michigan, I think, is ranked 24th. State is ranked 16th best team in the country. Pistons had their winning streak snapped last night. 3-point loss to the Warriors at Little Caesars. They made a valiant comeback effort in the fourth quarter. Did get a final look at a 3-pointer. It didn't go. They lost by 3 points. So they're back to they're 19-19 now. They'll play the Raptors at Little Caesars tomorrow night, Saturday night. They'll go back over 500. Well, I think the Raptors have won like 8 games all year. Anyway, they should. If they don't beat the Raptors tomorrow night, I'll be shocked. So yeah, they get the 20th win of the season tomorrow night. They'll be 20-19. Look, they're only like what a game or game and a half behind the Bucks for for 4th or 5th place. I'd rather just see them make the playoffs, period, and not have to go through a play-in game. But that's a long way to go yet. We're right at the halfway point of the season right now. That's hard to believe. Where has this season gone so far? Red Wings are playing the Blackhawks tonight at Little Caesars. They come into the game 18-4, 40 points. They're just 4 or 5 points out of third or fourth place in the Atlantic Division. They're right there. So they got the Blackhawks, who aren't very good, coming in tonight. And then after that, 2 more games at Little Caesars, the Kraken and the Sharks. They're not very good either. So the next 3 games out of a possible 6 points, I think they should win all 3 games. What that means is they'll be working on an 8-game winning streak. Because the schedule does get tougher after that. So it would behoove them to win these next 3 games at home. Starting tomorrow night. Blackhawks. As far as the Tigers go, they have reached, they have avoided arbitration with Terry Skubal and 500 players on a contract. Don't get excited. That doesn't mean they have signed Skubal a long-term deal or anything. That just means they avoided arbitration for this year. What is that? Well, that means, what is arbitration? That means you have to go to a judge and explain to him why Skubal shouldn't get the amount of money that he's asking for. You never want to go through that. So anyway, they avoided arbitration with him and 4 or 5 others. Verling, Rogers, Will Brisky, Will Vest, might be leaving somebody out there, but I think they also re-upped with, I think Andy Ibanez got a 1-year deal, or I don't think it was a long-term extension, but that's it on baseball. There's nothing new to report on Alex Bregman or anybody else for that matter. I did see a couple of stories yesterday, one today. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow morning with Andy. Bregman, still, the Tigers apparently are still the front runners to get him here. It could be a couple of more months yet. I think this major sticking point right now is length of contract. I don't think the Tigers want to go any more than 5 years. They're asking for 6. That might move on the sticking points right now. Also, what was it? Bleacher Report today. I was reading a story, and this particular author of the report said that he thought the Tigers were going to be bringing back Jack Flaherty. He suggested 3 years for $60 million. Possible, I guess, when we look at what they gave Kenta Maeda last year about this time, what they gave him for 2 years. It's possible, but I don't know. I'd say right now that's 50-50, maybe even 40-60 that they bring Flaherty back. Does he want to come back here? Do the Tigers want him back? We'll see where that goes. But anyway, all right, let's do this for my good sponsor on it, Frank Beck Chevrolet. If you haven't done so, and I'm assuming you have by now, folks, but if you haven't done so yet, you should have gotten your car into Frank Beck Chevrolet to get it winterized. And if you haven't done so yet, I don't know, you're way past the normal time you should have had it done. Anyway, if you haven't, you need to get to the service department of Frank Beck Chevrolet and make an appointment. They make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter ahead. I'm not going to be telling you this much longer. Let them check the strength of your battery, your belts, hoses, wiper blades, antifreeze, and more. Plus, now is the perfect time to get that new set of tires so you don't go slipping and sliding down the highway. And if you don't think your car will make it through another rough Michigan winter, let the sales pros at Beck's help you find a vehicle for all seasons. The 2025s are rolling in nearly every day out of the lot, so right now their selection is tops. You can check out their inventory on their webpage at frankbeckchevy.com, or better yet, stop by the dealership on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. And you get in there and let them help you experience the Frank Beck difference. Now, especially this month. This month, you got to get in there this month. Because Frank Beck Chevrolet is having its first ever Beckathon. Not Buckathon, Beckathon. What's this all about? Well, this is a deal that's too good to pass up, folks, believe me. During the entire month of January, you'll get an extra $1,000 deal dealer cash. Let me repeat that. $1,000 dealer cash on all remaining new 2024 models in stock. It sounds too good to be true, but it is true. Deal is, you need to get in there and take advantage of this. Not only that, you get an extra $3,000 dealer cash on all selected used cars in stock. You can get in there and see one of the salesmen for all the details on this, or you can give them a call at 849-2886. But the first, get involved to take part in the first annual Peckathon at Frank Big Chevrolet. This is a great deal. You need to get in there and take advantage of it. And like I said, you get in there and talk to one of the salesmen about this, and then they'll give you all the details and fix you right up. Help you save a lot of cash. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. Because Frank Beck Chevrolet is the #1 Chevrolet dealer in the tri-state area. Okay. Lions, as you know, of course, they're not playing this weekend. But there were a couple of things that I came over. One yesterday, one today. This came from CBS Sports. Yesterday, I stumbled across this, ranking the 14 playoff teams that are left now in as we begin the NFL playoffs. What they did was they ranked the from 1 through 14. They ranked the top. They ranked the top coaching staffs, 1 through 14. And I like the way they did this. They put them in tiers. So we're going to start with the bottom and work our way up. This won't take long. Tier number 5. Tier number 5, that would be the last tier. They had the Houston Texans at 14. 13, the Washington Commanders. These are coaching staffs, ranking the coaching staffs. Not the team itself, but the staff, the coaching staffs. 12, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And number 11, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tier number 3, they had 2 teams. Number 10, the Denver Broncos, and number 9, the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, this is not a power ranking. They're ranking the coaching staffs that are left in the playoffs right now. Tier number 2, when the majority of the teams were in that second tier. Number 8, they had the Green Bay Packers. Number 7, they had the Buffalo Bills coaching staff. Number 6, the LA Chargers. Number 5, the LA Rams. And number 4, the Minnesota Vikings coaching staff. The top tier number 1, the elite coaching staffs, 3 teams. 3, the Kansas City Chiefs, headed up by Andy Reid. Number 2, the Baltimore Ravens, headed up by John Harbaugh. And last but not least, team number 1 in tier number 1, your Detroit Lions coaching staff. This is per CBS Sports. Put this out yesterday. Of the 14 teams that are left in the playoffs right now, they're telling you they think the Detroit Lions have the best coaching staff. It's about to get rated. I think Aaron Glenn will end up where he played and was a Pro Bowler with the New York Jets as their head coach. And if you didn't see or didn't know, the Jets were going to be interviewing Chris Spielman for their general manager's job. Well, Spielman walks in there and he sees Woody Johnson sitting there with his teenage sons. Got to wonder what he would think. I don't know. I just think that'd be the landing spot for Aaron Glenn. As far as Ben Johnson goes, it wouldn't really surprise me to see him come back here next year, given what I heard Jared Goff say in his weekly radio show the other day on the ticket. And what Johnson has had to say publicly about this, it would not surprise me to see Ben Johnson back here regardless of whether they get to the Super Bowl or not. By the way, they were. I did see an article today. That, according to no much surprise, they are the favorites to win the Super Bowl. I don't know what the odds are on that, but anyway, the other news that came out today came out early this afternoon. The Lions have 6 players on the Associated Press All-Pro team. The first team, 4 players on the first team and 2 on the second. Kirby Joseph, who led the league in interceptions this year with 9. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, and punter Jack Fox all made the first team. Second team, Frank Ragnow, the center, and second team kick returner, punt returner, Khalif Raymond. 6 Pro Bowlers the Lions had this year. So even though he was snubbed last week, it's good to see Kirby Joseph get some well-deserved attention and accolades because he's had a fine year. I don't know if there's any doubt the Lions had the best safety tandem in the National Football League, Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. As you saw in the headline, Lions, of course, the Lions aren't playing this week. And I'm not going to get into the AFC. We're just going to come. We don't have enough time for that. I'll just tell you who the 3 teams going on in the NFC this weekend. There are 2 games tomorrow, but they involve the AFC. I think you've got the Chargers at the Texans, and you've got the Steelers at the Ravens. So Sunday at 4:30, I believe, you got the Green Bay at Philadelphia, and then at 8 o'clock Sunday night, you've got the Commanders and the Bucs from Tampa, and then on Monday night, change of venue from Glendale, Arizona, State Farm Stadium, because of all the devastation going on in the greater Los Angeles area right now due to the fires. Minnesota at the Rams. Quickly looking at this, of these 6 teams, there is no way they would be playing the Lions, that is, next weekend. No way they would be playing the Eagles or the Buccaneers. That leaves 4 other teams: Rams, Vikings, Packers, and Commanders. If you're a Lion fan, and I've gone back and forth on this all week, constantly changing my mind hour by hour, maybe. Pick your poison here. If I were the Lions, of these 4 teams that you could possibly play, I would rather see the Washington Commanders come to Ford Field next weekend. Yeah, Jaden Daniels has had a good rookie season, but he is a rookie. He's never been in the playoffs before. He's certainly never been in an atmosphere like he would see at Ford Field. Even Sam Darnold was rattled next to last week, as good as he is, or as good a season as he's had. And you would have to think that would have an effect. That crowd would have an effect on Jaden Daniels, although he has had a fine season and he can make plays with his legs. Still, this is pick your poison. I don't want to see the Rams back here. All you would hear about is Matthew Stafford and Kelly and their girls, the daughters. I don't. Not only that, you'd be playing LA for the 3rd time in a span of about 12 months. The last 2 games here were very close. A 1-point win and a win in overtime back in September. I don't want to see Green Bay and Minnesota back here either. The Lions have already beaten both of these teams twice. And you know what they say about beating the same team 3 times in one season. How many times were the Vikings, how many times did they have first and goal last week? Came away with nothing. That's not going to happen again. So, you looking at next week then? If I had my druthers, I would like to see the Commanders come into Ford Field and play the Lions, which will probably be next Sunday, the 19th, and let the Rams fly 3,000 miles east to play the Eagles. That's at least that's what I'm hoping for anyway. We'll see how that works out. All right, that's going to do it. I've said enough for now. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, Saturday morning from 9 to 10 here locally, WCSR 92.1 FM. Time out with Andy. We'll probably discuss some of this in the course of the show tomorrow. I don't know if he has a guest or not yet, but we'll just have to wait and see. But also a quick word before we get out of here. Tim Lindley, Quality BC, downtown Hillsdale, 37 Waldron Street, the place to go for all your technical needs, issue sales service, anything at all. Tim Lindley, 517-610-5372. Whatever your technical issues are, this is the man you want to see. Again, 517-610-5372, or better still, get in there and see him at 37 Waldron Street, a couple of 100 feet west of Howell, directly across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive. This is the guy you want to see. Get in there and see him. And when you do, tell him me and Mickey sent you. Thank you so much. As I say, that's going to do it for now. Don't forget, if you got to be out tonight, please, folks, drive carefully. If you don't have to really be out, stay home. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. But if you do have to get out, slow down, drive carefully. Don't forget, please treat each other with respect. I will talk to you all again on Monday. So until then, have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks so much for watching. And so long, everybody.